Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineinmypocket.com back with another sneak peek at some papers and stamps that will be available in the March Crafty Crew Kit. Pre-orders are happening now and only until April 15th. So if you like what you see here, then go ahead and check out the information in my description. But right now I wanted to put together a card with you using these cute little Sou-ee Chefs. That's the name of them. And I'm going to use some of my favorite colors for little pigs that's not too bright pink, but not too tan either. So I'm using a combination of a few pinks and tans to color these up. I'm going to use this little guy here that's holding the pan and a little spatula, starting with an R11 that'll bring in some pink tones, and then going in with an E11 that is kind of a pinky tan. And then I'll blend that back through with the R11 for a little more pink, of course. And then I'm going to bring in a few more tan colors. So we've got E00 right here. And it's funny because as I was coloring this little pig, I couldn't remember if their hooves were black or if they were pink. This last color here is R00. So I took a little break and did some searching on the internet and found that they were pink. So I'm coloring the rest of this up here, his little snout and his hooves, another pink shade. So as I finish this up, I thought, okay, now for his little apron, I think I'm going to have it match the pattern paper over here. So you can see these colors are so vibrant and beautiful, and I thought one of those turquoise colors would be perfect. So I pulled in some of my favorite blues here, and I'm going to color up the apron with these. So just blending that through, you can see it's a very simple, easy, fun image to color. And while I was coloring this out, I thought that the apron pocket needed some polka dots. So I'm going to add some polka dots there after I finish just blending this through just a little bit. I'm using the tip to tip method to help to blend that darker color with the lighter color. So that did help quite a bit, and then just blend that through. And now here's where I'm going to take the darkest blue and add some little mini polka dots to the pocket. I always think this is fun to add a little bit of a pattern if you would like, and it's super easy just to add some dots. So now you can see I have this background cut out of some red that matches the red in that pattern paper. And I'm going to cut a little piece of the center of this out because we're going to hide that behind the pattern paper. So no one will even know that I cut that. So I'm just kind of measuring how long I'm going to need to cut a piece so I can use it as a frame for the sentiment. The sentiment today that I'm using says secret ingredient equals love. So you can see I just cut that right out of the center, and now I can start putting this together. You can see that's going to cover that up completely. You won't even know I cut that out, but that's a really great way to stretch your supplies and have everything match at the same time. So this is kind of the idea I had in mind for this card, but I thought it needed a few hearts. So I'm going to place a little heart inside the pan or the skillet here, pop that up with some foam adhesive, and then I'll glue down the sentiment onto our red strip that we just cut out, just like this, and that's going to match perfectly with our background. And now I decided that, this little pig, he needs some more love. So I'm arranging this, and this is kind of my process for when I put cards together, just to see what does it need. And it needs like a pile of hearts down here that he steps on. So my light bulb in my head went off a little bit. I have a collection of hearts that I keep in one of my drawers for such a time as this. So I'm just pulling out some of the hearts I already have cut out, and some of them are glittery. I decided to use mostly red, so I'll dig through and find all my red hearts here and create kind of a little stack of hearts for him to stand on, which I think is so super cute. I kept bringing that silver heart in, but I end up not using the silver heart in the end, just all red. So this is going to be the perfect little stack of hearts for him to stand on. And now we can put this card together. But look how sweet that little pig is. So I hope you got a good look at some of his little friends at the beginning when I showed you that full stamp set. I'm only using one of the images today in our sneak peek, but like I say, there are a lot of cute images. And if you missed my first card that I made with a sneak peek of the other stamp set that will come in this entire kit, then I will link that here as well, so you can go back and take a look at that. I'm also going to share that card at the end here. But this kit comes with a lot of really great goodies. There's a couple of stamp sets, a paper pack that's 6x6, some embellishments, a stencil, a lot of really great things, and a case, a zippered pouch for you to keep it all together in. I have been super impressed with these kits, which is why I like to share them with you. And so this sneak peek is just giving you another little idea of what comes in them. I will be sharing the entire kit though pretty soon, so keep an eye on this channel. And there we go. I have stacked up all those hearts, put that little pig on top, and raised him up with some foam adhesive. And now I can glue that entire panel to my card base, and that's going to finish the card. Look how simple this was to put together. And imagine all the cards you could create with all his little sous chef friends. So there's our card for today. And I'm going to bring in the other card that I made previously. So take a look at that with a whole nother stamp set. So these come together in the same Crafty Crew Kit. There you go. There's a close-up version. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek today. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back with lots more inspiration to share and a complete unboxing of this kit so you can see everything that comes in it. And I thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.